Because I don't think anyone can argue Caitlin Clark has changed the game. She changed it in college and in the WNBA. We know she broke all those records in college. But what was it about Caitlin that has just garnered so much attention and changed things the way that she has?
You know, Rhiannon, obviously she's a basketball player, clearly, as you can see.
Christine Brennan's explosive tell-all on Caitlin Clark just hit #1, and the WNBA is losing its mind. Caitlin Clark and the revolution in women's sports isn't just flying off shelves. It's exposing exactly how the league tried to sabotage its own golden goose.
And it seems like every story or excerpt or interview that Christine does turns up the heat a little bit more on what Caitlin Clark's first year in the WNBA looked like and the lack of preparation from the league level to the players to, even logistically. This league was not ready for this phenomenon to take.
The book, meant to celebrate Clark's historic rookie season, has turned into a brutal spotlight on everything wrong with WNBA leadership. Now the panic in lead offices is spreading faster than Clark's logo threes went viral.
This league is full of drama. Absolute drama. Now, we knew when Christine Brennan, the journalist who wrote the upcoming Caitlin Clark book, the stories emerging from this book is going to light the league on fire. I mean, seriously. We got an altercation between Brennan and Dejanay Carrington. It doesn't even have to do with the eye gouge, which we know Dejanay flipped her wig off over.
When a veteran like Christine Brennan, someone who's covered 21 Olympics and written 7 books, chooses to write an unauthorized biography about you, it's clear you've gone from athlete to cultural phenomenon. But here's why WNBA executives are sweating. This isn't some feel-good piece about Clark's jump shot. It's a deep dive into just how unprepared the league was for the biggest moment in its history.
Spoke with somebody from the W who she did not name, and she asked that person, do you know how big this is going to be? And that person responded, yeah, this should be the biggest thing since Maya Moore. Now, Maya Moore is an all-time great player. Maya Moore has never sniffed what Caitlin Clark has meant to the profile of women's basketball. And Christine Brennan was shocked that they would compare it to.
The success of Brennan's book proves what the WNBA has been trying hard to deny. Caitlin Clark's influence is so big, she's making waves without even stepping on the court. While other players can't fill half an arena, Clark has a book about her soaring to #1. This isn't just basketball anymore. It's star power, cultural impact, and the hard truth that one player has outgrown the entire league.
It's way more important to the WNBA than Tiger Woods was to men's golf, even though he was huge. And to then see this negativity, like why? And what should have been done? I looked seriously at the leadership of the WNBA. And how could you not be prepared for this moment? You've seen it happening in the Big Ten. You've seen it at Iowa. You see these TV ratings. And then...
Who else in the WNBA has a book about them topping national bestseller lists? Nobody. And that's the problem. While veteran players grumble about Clark's fame and wonder if she's earned it, the market has spoken, loud and clear. Fans aren't picking up this book just for a feel-good sports story. They want the real story of what went down when Clark moved to the pros.
Doing a really good job promoting it for. I mean, for the folks who are against the Brennan notion or the promotion, they surely are doing a lot of promoting for her. I mean, Dejanay Carrington.
Brennan's book drops a bombshell. The day after Clark declared for the WNBA draft, she called a top lead official to see if they grasped what was about to hit them. Their response? They compared her impact to Maya Moore's arrival. Maya Moore? Seriously? That alone shows how badly the league misread the moment. Clark wasn't just another talented pick. She was a once-in-a-generation force who'd already shattered every college basketball viewership record.
This person said, well, this is probably the biggest thing that happened in the WNBA since Maya Moore. And Maya Moore is a great basketball player and deserved to have the kind of attention that Caitlin Clark is getting, but never got it. The notion that the WNBA wasn't ready for this, couldn't believe that this could happen, I think it set in motion so many of the issues and the conversations we've had about the jealousy and the concern that we see from some of the players, the cheap shot hits, Kennedy Carter last year and Marina Mabry this year, Dana, that it just was the sense that this incredible thing is happening to the WNBA and the league seems completely, utterly unprepared for.
If you're enjoying this, please subscribe. The book's success isn't just a U.S. story. It's putting Clark's global influence on full display, something the WNBA would love to spin their own way. Fans are traveling from Mexico, Hawaii, and beyond just to watch her play. At a recent Las Vegas Aces game, people showed up in Clark jerseys from as far as Hawaii and Mexico City, saying she's the reason they started following women's basketball. One fan from Hawaii told reporters, "I flew here just to see Caitlin Clark. I started with Caitlin, but she's definitely made me pay more attention to other players too."
Y'all, this is Views from the Court. This is GT. Look, I just met a young fan right here who traveled over 852 miles in CCC. We're going to make sure you get this box checked off, all right? So y'all stay locked in, all right? Let's get it.
That global pull is exactly why the WNBA is so uneasy. They're starting to see that Clark's following isn't just made up of American basketball fans. It's an international wave of people who found women's basketball because of her. And here's the catch. These fans aren't loyal to the WNBA. They're loyal to Clark. When she's hurt and can't play, ticket prices drop by 70% in just 2 days. When she's healthy, games are moved to bigger venues just to handle the crowds. The Washington Mystics shifted their game against the Fever from a 4,200-seat arena to the massive 20,000-seat Capital One Arena purely because of Clark. The Las Vegas Aces did the same, moving their matchup to T-Mobile Arena so thousands more could see her take on A'ja Wilson. These aren't typical basketball fans. They're Clark fans who just happen to be watching basketball.
We're going on vacation to Las Vegas, and we are going to go see Caitlin Clark at the Indiana Fever against the Aces.
No way!
We already have tickets.
Really?
Really?
Thank you! Thank you!
Caitlin Clark, once in a lifetime opportunity.
Thank you, guys!
While other WNBA players are hustling for social media followers and chasing scraps of mainstream coverage, Clark is getting the star treatment from major publishers. Scribner, an imprint of Simon & Schuster, didn't just put out this book. They're pushing it like the cultural event it is. It's packed with dozens of in-depth interviews and behind-the-scenes reporting that veteran journalists rarely pull off for an unauthorized biography. Brennan actually spent 6 solid weeks covering Clark's rookie season, something she had to persuade her editor to greenlight because even seasoned pros could see how huge this story was going to be.
Black and white sports supporters, let's talk about Dejanay Carrington because she's angry. Dejanay's mad. That's right, she's mad about Christine Brennan's book and some of the stories that are emerging from said book. Now, what's interesting about what it is that Dejanay's saying here is you do realize there were witnesses to said story that came out. And if you actually pulled the journalist in the court, they're going to bring those witnesses in and be like, she walked in and this is exactly what happened. And the judge is going to look over at you and go,
Ended in Paris, came back, went to Indy, and I was with the Fever every step of the way.
Wow.
I got a chance to ask her 40 to 50 questions. Everything was, nothing was off limits. And she is, as I say in the book, she's 22 going on 40 or 50. Everything
you can
thrown
tell.
at her. I asked her about her like of the Taylor Swift post about Kamala Harris, endorsing Kamala Harris. Would she be endorsing her? You could ask those kinds of questions. Most athletes, as you know, aren't happy when you ask those questions. She looks you in the eye. She gives you long answers. She's direct. She's also very, very funny. And everything was thrown at her. And she handled it in a beautiful way.